Lungtenzampa and a very warm welcome to Super Spellers.
Spell it right!
I'm Tilayang Chindoji, your host on this program, and today on Super Spellers we have an exciting match for you, the second semis of the series, and it's between Lungtenzampa Middle Secondary School and Druk School. Let's now introduce our contestants. From Lungtenzampa Middle Secondary School, we have Dezel Pak Dorji, and we have Doji Chodin. And from Druk School, let's say hello to Ugin Kezang and Jashu Tandibida. Okay, welcome both teams. Meeting each other for the first time, right? Before we proceed with the contest, let's get us the rules. So let's have a look at the rules.
Spell it round. Teams get 6 words each to spell. 5 points are awarded for each correct spelling. 45 seconds is the time limit per spelling. Word file round. Super crossword. Teams choose a super crossword each. The super crosswords are based on thematic words and contain 10 definitions of the words related to science, geography, social studies, etc. 5 points are awarded for each correct answer. 5 minutes is the time limit for solving the super crossword. Spell line. Teams are given words to spell. The words are at a higher difficulty level. 45 seconds is the time limit. The correct spelling earns the teams a chance to mark an O or X on the spell line board. If a team spells a word incorrectly, then the opponent team gets a chance to spell the same word. When a stalemate happens on the spell line, a tiebreaker is called for. The team that can spell all words correctly during the tiebreaker wins the spell line. 10 points are awarded for winning the spell line. 45 seconds is the time limit for each spelling. Rapid fire round. Teams get 2 minutes time to spell as many words as possible. 2 points are awarded for each correct spelling.
Now that we have the rules, let's start the first round, which is the Spell It round. For the Spell It round, we'll start with Lungtenzampa Middle Secondary School. Dezel and Doji, ready for your Spell It round? Your first word now for your Spell It round is liaison. Liaison is a noun, communication or cooperation that facilitates a close working relationship between people or organizations.
Liaison.
And that's incorrect, I'm afraid. Liaison is spelled Liaison. Your second word now is genuflect. Genuflect is a verb, is to lower one's body briefly by bending on one knee to the ground, typically in worship or as a sign of respect.
Genuflect. Genuflect.
And that is well done. 5 points for you. Your third word now is parlay. Parlay is a noun, a conference between opposing sides in a dispute, especially a discussion of terms for an armistice.
Parlee.
Very close. I'm afraid that's incorrect. Parley is the correct spelling. All right, your fourth word now. Ready for it? Profundity.
Profundity.
And you nailed it. Well done. 5 points. Now you have your second last word. Good luck with that. Luminary. Luminary is a noun, a person who inspires or influences others, especially one prominent in a particular sphere.
Luminary.
Luminary, and that is the correct spelling. Well done. 5 points. And your final word for the Spell It round is ramification. Ramification is a noun, a consequence of an action or event, especially when complex or unwelcome.
Ramification. Ramification.
The double M is not necessary there, I'm afraid. Ramification has only one M. It's Ramification. Okay, now the Spell It round moves to Druk School now. Your first word is rapport,
RAPPORT, rapport.
and that is well done. 5 points for you. Your second word now is eclectic. Eclectic is an adjective deriving idea, style, or taste from a broad and diverse range of sources.
EKLECTIC, eclectic.
Very close, but that's incorrect. Eclectic is with ECLECTIC. All right, now your third word is facade,
FACADE, facade.
and that is well done. 5 points for you. Your fourth word for the spell it round now is generic. Can you pronounce that for us, Joshua?
Generic,
That sounds right.
GENERIC.
And your second last word now for your spell it round is laudable. Laudable is an adjective of an action, idea, or goal deserving praise and commendation.
LAUDIBLE, laudable.
That's an incorrect spelling there. Laudable is LAUDABLE. All right, now for your final word for the spell it round, denouncement.
DENOUNCE, denouncement.
Well done, Joshua. That's correct. Okay, so at the end of the spell it round, we now have the scores for you. We have Lungtenzampa Middle Secondary School with 15 points and Druk School with 20 points. We're now ready to begin our second round, which is the word file round. This time for the semis, we're going to call them random definitions from the Oxford Dictionary, okay? I'm going to do a bit of a shuffle and you call out a hand, right or left.
Left.
So you go with, this is left, so this is yours. And you have no choice but to go with right. And you have 5 minutes time to start. Can you turn over your sheets now? And your time starts now. 5 minutes time to solve as many crosswords puzzles as you can, the 10 definitions each. All right. So now if you go over to Druk School, let's have a look at their crossword. They have 10 definitions down. If you have a problem with your crossword puzzle, let me know, okay?
Let's look at Lungtenzampa Middle Secondary School, their crossword now. 1 down is the measurement of someone or something from head to foot or from base to top. There 2 down, the clue is wash one's mouth or throat with a liquid that is kept in motion by breathing through it with a gargling sound. The 4 down is the action of making a copy or imitation of a document, signature, banknote or work of art. The 6 down is a line or sequence of people or vehicles awaiting their turn to be attended to or to proceed. And finally, the 8 down is an apparatus consisting of a tube attached to a set of mirrors or prisms by which an observer, typically in a submerged submarine or behind a high obstacle, can see things that are otherwise out of sight. And staying on with Lungtenzampa Middle Secondary School, the 3 across is of a substance, allowing light but not detailed shapes to pass through, semi-transparent. 4 crosses, a porous device for removing impurities or solid particles from a liquid or gas passed through it. 5 across is a particular position of the body. 7 across is a small planet that is the closest to the sun in the solar system, sometimes visible to the naked eye just after sunset. And finally, the 9 across is a natural feature of a landscape considered in terms of their appearance, especially when Up on your screen now is the crossword for Druk School. Let's look at their clues for down. 1 is a person whose trade is cutting up and selling meat in a shop. 3 down is a sealed plastic unit containing a length of audio tape, videotape, film, etc. wound on a pair of spools for insertion into a recorder, playback device or other machine. 4 down is a partial or total loss of memory. the 6 down is a sum of money added to a person's wages as a reward for good performance. And staying on with Druk school, there are 2 across now, is either of a pair of long, thin sensory appendages on the heads of insects, crustaceans and some other arthropods. 5 across now is disappear suddenly and completely. For across, 7 is a moving staircase consisting of an endlessly circulating belt of steps driven by a motor which conveys people between the floors of a public building. 8 across now is a novel, play or film dealing with a puzzling crime, especially a murder. There 9 across is sweet thick liquid made by dissolving sugar in boiling water, often used for preserving fruit. 10 across is limitless or endless in space, extent or size, impossible to measure or calculate.
So this is your 1 down, okay? 1 down. 1 down is the measurement of something or someone from head to foot or from base to the top. Your 2 down is this one, right? You got that. And now your 4 down is this one. This is your 4 down. The action of making a copy or imitation of a document, signature, banknote or work of art. Then your 6 down is this is your 6 down, okay? Okay, you got the 6 down, and your 8 down is an apparatus consisting of a tube attached to it. Okay, the time is winding up. You have 10 seconds now. 10 seconds time. And stop, please. So, Chashu, can you run us through what you've got there? You get 5 points for each correct answer, okay?
1 down.
1 down is a person whose trade is cutting up and selling meat in a shop.
Butcher.
That is correct.
Butcher. Butcher.
And that is the correct spelling. You get 5 points. What's the next one you have for us?
2 across.
2 across is either of a pair of long, thin sensory appendages on the heads of insects, crustaceans, and some other arthropods.
Antenna.
That is correct.
Antenna. Antenna.
And that is 5 points for you. And what's your next one now?
4 down.
4 down is a partial or total loss of memory.
Amnesia.
Amnesia it is.
Amnesia. Amnesia.
Amnesia fits in perfectly, and that's 5 points for you. What's your next one?
5 across.
5 across is disappear suddenly and completely.
Vanish.
That is right.
Vanish. Vanish.
Vanish fits in perfectly. Well done. 5 points.
7 across.
7 across is a moving staircase consisting of an endlessly circulating belt of steps driven by a motor which conveys people between the floors of a public building.
Escalator.
That is correct. Spelling, please.
Escalator.
And that fits in perfectly. Well done. 5 points.
10 across.
10 across is limitless or endless in space, extent, or size, impossible to measure or calculate.
Infinite.
That is correct.
Infinite. Infinite.
And that fits in perfectly. 5 points. Well done. Any more?
No.
That's it. Okay. We're going to ask the audience to help complete the rest of it, okay? So, Chashu, which one are you most curious about now?
3 down.
Okay, audience. 3 down is a sealed plastic unit containing a length of audio tape, video tape, film, etc., wound on a pair of spools and for insertion into a recorder, playback device, or other machines.
Cassette.
Cassette it is. And can you spell that for us, please?
Cassette.
And that is the correct spelling. Cassette. Well done. All right, the next one, please.
6 across.
A sum of money added to a person's wages as a reward for good performance.
Bonus.
Bonus it is. Can you spell that for us?
BONUS.
Oh, round of applause. Well done. We need the audience help on which one now?
8 across.
8 across. A novel, play, or film dealing with a puzzling crime, especially a murder.
Mystery.
That is the correct word we were looking for. Spelling, please.
MYSTERY.
R-Y. Then that fits in perfectly. A round of applause for you. Well done. Which is the next one we want our audience to help us with?
9 across.
Audience, please help us with 9 across. It's called thick, sweet liquid made by dissolving sugar in boiling water, often used for preserving fruit.
Syrup.
Syrup it is. And can you spell that for us?
SYRUP.
And that fits in perfectly. Well done. Syrup it is. Now we'll move on to Lungtenzampa Middle Secondary School.
3 across.
3 across. It's of a substance allowing light but not detailed shapes to pass through. Semi-transparent.
Translucent.
Translucent. Yes, that is the correct word we were looking for. Can you please spell that for us?
TRANSLUCENT.
And that is 5 points. That is the correct spelling. 5 points for you.
2 down.
2 down is wash one's mouth and throat with a liquid that is kept in motion by breathing through it with a gargling sound.
It's gargle.
Oh, that is correct. And the spelling, please.
GARGLE.
And that fits in perfectly. 5 points. Correct spelling.
4 across.
4 across now. A porous device for removing impurities or solid particles from a liquid or gas pass through it.
Filter.
And that is correct. Please give us a spelling now.
FILTER. Filter.
And that is the correct spelling. Thank you. 5 points for you.
4 down.
4 down. The action of making a copy or imitation of a document, signature, banknote, or work of art.
Forgery.
Forgery it is.
FORGERY.
FORGERY is the correct spelling. Well done. 5 points.
7 across.
7 across. A small planet that is the closest to the sun in the solar system, sometimes visible to the naked eye just after sunset.
Mercury.
Ah, that is correct.
MERCURY.
And that is the correct spelling of Mercury. Well done. 5 points.
8 down.
8 down is an apparatus consisting of a tube attached to a set of mirrors or prisms by which an observer, typically submarine or behind a high obstacle, can see things that are otherwise out of sight.
Periscope.
And can you spell that for us?
PERISCOPE.
And that is well done. 5 points for you. Dorji, what's next now?
6 down.
A line or sequence of people or vehicles awaiting their turn to be attended to or to proceed.
Q.
And the spelling, please.
QUEUE.
And that is correct. 5 points for you. Now, what do you want our audience to solve?
1 down.
Is the measurement of someone or something from head to foot?
Height.
Height it is. And the spelling, please. Height.
HEIGHT.
HEIGHT is the correct spelling. Well done. Round of applause. Which is the other one you want us to solve now?
5 across.
5 across, audience. A particular position of the body.
Posture.
Posture it is. Can you spell it for us?
POSTURE.
And that is the correct spelling. Round of applause for you again. Should we do 9 across now? The natural features of a landscape considered in terms of their appearance, especially when picturesque.
Scenery.
Scenery, yes, that is the word we were looking for. Can you spell that for us, please?
SCENERY.
SCENERY is the correct spelling. Well done. That is the word we were looking for. And with that, we wind up the audience. Thank you so much for helping us solve the super crossword. We're now ready to start the spell line. Druk School, are you ready for your spell line now? Your word for the spell line is derogatory.
DEROGATORY.
And that is correct. Well done. Are you ready, Dorji and Dezo? Your word for the spell line is desecration.
DESECRATION.
Desecration. Well done. That's the correct spelling. And the O gets in there. Well done. Druk School, your word for spell line is contentious.
CONTENTIOUS. Contentious.
That is the correct spelling. Well done. Your word is terracotta.
TERRACOTTA.
That is the correct spelling. Well done. Okay, Joshua and Ugin, your word now is reverberation.
REVERBERATION. Reverberation.
That is the correct spelling. And that is a win as well. So at the end of the word file round, we have the scores for you. Lungtenzampa Middle Secondary School managed to score 35 points in the super crossword. Druk School scored 30 points in the super crossword. The spell line went to Druk School and that earned them 10 additional points. Adding up the scores from the spell it round and the word file round, Lungtenzampa Middle Secondary School has 50 points and Druk School has 60 points. That's a 10-point lead, okay, you have. And now the next round coming up is called the rapid fire round. We'll start the rapid fire round with Lungtenzampa Middle Secondary School. Your time will start as soon as I read out the first word. Acclaim.
ACCLAME.
Leadership.
LEADERSHIP.
Suspender.
SUSPENDER.
Confusion.
F
Confusion.
CONFUSION.
Tribute.
TRIBUTE.
Blissful.
BLISSFUL.
Assistance.
ASSISTANCE.
Transistor.
TRANSISTOR.
Volcano.
VOLCANO.
Theatrical.
THEATRICAL.
Benefactor.
BENEFACTOR.
Triplet.
TRIPLET.
Ailment.
AILMENT.
Vulnerable.
VUNERABLE.
Unicorn.
UNICORN.
Smuggle.
SMUGGLE.
Trucker.
TRUCKER.
Cleaner.
CLEANER.
Graduation.
GRADUATION.
Sparkling.
SPARKLING.
Tradition.
TRI
Decoration.
DECORATION.
Stadium.
STADIUM.
Calmness.
CALMNESS.
Journalism.
JOUR.
Stubborn.
STUBBORN.
Transform.
TRANSFORM.
Supreme.
SUPREME.
Microscope.
MICROSCOPE.
Symptom.
SYMPTOM.
Pedestal.
PEDESTAL.
Vibration.
VIBRATION.
Secular.
SECCULAR.
Identification.
IDENTIFICATION.
Voltage.
VOLTAGE.
Monument.
MONUMENT.
Deposition.
DEPOSITION.
Stamina.
STAMINA.
Vigorous.
FI
Randomly.
RANDOMLY.
Vinegar.
VINEGAR.
And that is time up. Rapid fire round comes to you now. Druk School, Ugin and Joshua, work as a team. Your time starts as soon as I read out the first word. Connection.
CONNECTION.
Beneficial.
BENEFICIAL.
Successful.
SUCCESSFUL.
Reasonable.
RESEONABLE.
Muscular.
MUSCULAR.
Settlement.
SETTLEMENT.
University.
UNIVERSITY.
Visibly.
VISIBLY.
Invader.
INVADER.
Horrible.
HORRIBLE.
Companion.
COMPANION.
Miracles.
MIRACLES.
Assortment.
ASSORTMENT.
Imposter.
IMPOSTER.
Assumption.
ASSUMPTION.
Emotion.
EMOTION.
Beverage.
BEVERAGE.
Ambassador.
EMBASS.
Believable.
BELIEVABLE.
Cyclist.
CYCLIST.
Defrost.
DEFROST.
Irrelevant.
IRREVELELANT.
Nutritious.
NUTRITIOUS.
Disdain.
DISDAIN.
Ferment.
FERMENT.
Howler.
HOWLER.
Optimist.
OPTIMIS.
Yogurt.
Great.
Workforce.
WORKFORCE.
Sincerely.
CINS.
Political.
POLITICAL.
Regenerate.
REGENARAT.
Zoology.
ZOOLOGY.
Remedy.
REMEDY.
Compose.
COMPOSE.
Population.
POPULATION.
Distract.
DISTRACT.
Reservation.
RESERVATION.
Energetic.
ENERGITIC.
Random.
RANDOM.
Superstitious.
SUPERSTITOUS.
Compost.
COMPOST.
And that is time up. So at the end of the rapid fire round, we now have the scores for you. Lungtenzampa Middle Secondary School spelled 34 words correctly, giving them 68 points. Druk School spelled 35 words correctly, giving them 70 points. Adding up the scores now for your final scores. We have Lungtenzampa Middle Secondary School at 118 and Druk School at 130. And Druk School, you win this round. And that earns you 5 points. As you can see now on your leader scoreboard, you have 5 points. So far, we have Dr. Tokdil School with 5 points and now Druk School with 5 points. So they tie in at the leader scoreboard. Lungtenzampa Middle Secondary School, they have more games coming up, so they can also open their account on the leader scoreboard. And coming up next is the word of the day.
MULTIMEDIA. Multimedia. The multimedia is the combination of moving images, graphics, text, and sounds. A multimedia machine is fitted with hardware such as sound and video cards and CD-ROM drive, and may also include peripherals such as camera, microphone, and scanner.
And we also have a home quiz for you now. Up on your screen are 4 words. One of the words is misspelled. Please do send us the correct spelling to this address, which is the BBS email address, super@bbs.pt, or you can also check out our Facebook page, which is the Super Spellers Facebook page. The link is given below, so do be sure to check us out. And for the home quiz, let's check out our winners from the last week's quiz. And for our wonderful audience here today, thank you very much for being with us, and thank you for solving the super crosswords and cheering your teams on. Our viewers at home, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you the same time next week.
I was sad because we couldn't get as much words as on the crossword.
I was disappointed with the crossword because we couldn't do well, and we got the answers after our time was up.
The spell it round was a bit harder, and I made mistakes in the spell line.
Crossword is actually a bit more enjoyable to do, because it's words that we come across usually, but we just can't get the exact word because we never look at the definitions.